It's easy to see the leak around the spigot tube on this Optimus 111C. We're going to fix that with some brazing. First thing to do, of course, is to take the burner apart. Then I glass bead blasted the burner to make sure that the metal would be absolutely clean. Silver braze filler won't stick to dirty metal. I used Harris Safety Seal 50 in a 16th inch diameter for all my non-ferrous work, and Superior 601 white brazing flux for fluxing. I want to make a nice tight little ring of silver brazing filler wire. I used a pair of needle nose pliers to do that, and it'll fit down around that spigot tube. There's a little gap at the end, so I made a little piece to fill in the gap. Okay, so here I'm going to go ahead with my little artist brush and paint some of the flux in all around the spigot tube. I want to get it down in there, speeding this up because it's kind of boring otherwise. And then take the piece of the ring that I made with the silver brazing and put that in there. Cleaning up any extra. Trying to get a good flux job in there with that ring and that little gap piece. I use a Bernzomatic TS8000 torch attached to a hose, which is further attached to a 5-gallon propane cylinder. I use propane on all my brazing. Here I'm heating the burner, and I've sped up the video some too. And you can watch first that the flux turns to clear, and now as the wire heats to temperature, it will melt into that gap between the spigot tube and the burner head. What I want to see is a nice molten pool of silvery, bright-colored, chrome-like metal laying flat all around the base of the spigot tube. You can see it's getting there now. It'll flow out on its own as you continue heating it. And as I remove the heat from the burner head, you'll see the silver go from a bright chrome to kind of a more flat matte colored aluminum as the metal cools. Right there, you can see it right there. Here's the completed joint with the flux still around the burner. You can clean that flux by boiling it in water and scrubbing it with a brass brush. I choose, however, to glass bead blast it to get it really nice and clean. Cleaned up and bead blasted, this is what the joint looks like at the bottom of the spigot tube. There's a nice puddle all the way around. You can tell it's really nicely sealed now. With the brazing repair completed, I'll just speed through the reassembly. For testing purposes, I'll leave the cleaning needle out right now and put it in later once I make sure everything's okay. I want to check for some fuel leaks and also make sure the jet's clear, make sure the burner's clear, make sure everything works, and we get a little spurt of fuel here. There it is. That's looking good. Time to finish up the rest of the assembly and prime the stove with some denatured alcohol. Priming takes a couple minutes. This is sped up. And here's the correctly operating stove ready to go. On high here. And it also has a nice simmer. So that's the silver brazing repair. If you have any questions, go ahead and ask in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.